It's Brian Preston, the money guy.
All right, this next question is from Will. Will says, hey, I'm married. That's awesome, Will.
I don't know if he had that inflection with his question.
Hey!
All right, let's hear the rest of the question.
Do we max out the second Roth IRA, or do we invest in other areas like real estate? All right, so I'm thinking through this. Can I see your little cheat sheet right now?
You want the tax one or
I want the
foo
foo one. So,
they're both laminated, which gets me excited.
So if you go out to our website, moneyguy.com/resources, you can get this free deliverable that walks you through the financial order of operations. 9 steps, tried and true manual of what to do with your next dollar. Well, I'm going to make some assumptions here, Will, that you said, do we max out the second Roth? Well, what that tells me is that you have your deductibles covered. You've gotten your maximum employer match for both you and your spouse. You don't have any high interest debt that you're working through. You've already filled up your emergency reserves, whether that be 3 to 6 months of emergency living expenses. And now you are on to step number 5, Roth or HSA. And the question is...
Wait a minute, because I think this is great. But now I hear Will. I can already hear Will's voice. So I got the Roth. I want real estate. When do I get to real estate?
Exactly. So,
but I see some additional steps here.
That's right. So I'm going to assume that you are square in step 5. And I would make the argument that, like, our recommendation is not in step 5, hey, just touch that bucket. You know, just $20 a month in my Roth. No, we want you to take advantage of all of the tax-free saving opportunities available to you, like Roth IRAs for you, like Roth IRAs for your spouse, and like health savings accounts for you and or your spouse and or the family, depending on your health insurance. Well, then, even after step 5, you got to go to step 6, and then there's step 7, which is where I would argue that real estate comes in if you're thinking about investing in real estate. So my answer to you would be that if you were still in step 5, it makes sense to finish step 5 before we continue on to step 7, because I think real estate comes in step 7.
Well, I think, but this is one of those things. I don't want you guys to think that we're that parent that does corporal punishment, and you say, well, why did you just spank me? and the reason is because I told you so. No, that is horrible. We need to give you the why on why this is the guidance we give you. Why would real estate fall to step 7 of the financial order operations? It's because, look, real estate's actually glorious in the fact, because you know what the whole secret on why real estate makes people so much money? It's leveraged growth, meaning that you've got an asset that might be appreciating at 3 to 20%, but your mortgage is on, you put debt on 80% of it, so you're actually getting a much bigger rate of return because it's levered debt. So that's why people love real estate, is because it's big impact as long as you can make the payments. Here's the downside to real estate. By the way, we're real estate people too.
Absolutely.
But here's the downside. Every now and then, it gets horrible.
Yep.
Because, the economy goes down. Because remember, bad news travels in packs. It's just not like volatility says, hey, I'm a loner, I'm going to hang out here. So when you see stock market volatility, it's only going to be stock market volatility. No, he's popular. He's got a whole posse that hangs out with him, and it's usually the real estate market goes down at the same time. Unemployment spikes up.
All happens
You see
at once.
all these things happen at the same time. And that's why you better be deeper in the pockets with your real estate investments to weather those storms, because levered debt is great on the upside. It's horrible on the downside, because you're making you're having to cover the expenses of it. You're having to make the mortgage payment. If you're doing this 5 and 6 and 10-fold, meaning you have multiple properties, you can quickly see how without income coming in, it could crush you.
It's devastating.
So that's why we have it as step 7, is you have to have, we love real estate, but you better check the boxes and have a deep enough pocket that you can weather those storms, because that's what's going to break you. And that's where people, look, real estate a lot of times is made on the purchase. Do you know how you get awesome deals on real estate? You buy it from people who were not prepared when it goes through those market downturns, so that you're able to come in there, pick up the pieces.
You had a place in much younger years. You did. You bought a piece of real estate, vacation. You and a bunch of other accounting buddies, and that was the thing. It was an opportunity thing. The price was there and available. That was how you were able to capitalize on that, right?
But then it got crushed, in the 2007 and 2008 downturn. And look, we made it through that recovery, but it was just complex. And here's the other thing. I'll tell you, I don't mind sharing what kind of blew up my real estate partnership with this vacation property was, first of all, I was sad that we never got to use it because it's too valuable during peak seasons. But the other thing is when you're in business with other people, you know, if somebody gets divorced or something, it all blows up things. It gets complicated. So that's why I'm just saying step 7, so you can make it through all that complexity as well as have the liquidity and resources. So no matter what comes your way, you're not going to get caught. As Warren Buffett talks about, essentially skinny dipping out in the ocean. The tide goes out and everybody's going to see that you're naked and you go broke.
Love it. Don't want to be broke and naked. 2 places you don't want to be.